welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So, lost Mojo makes. Now, I am a bit of a loss today actually, because I've had such a busy morning that I came and set up here and I thought, oh, I'm going to get my video done. And I'm like, oh, I'm not quite sure what to do. So this is probably a really good one, seeing it's for the Lost Mojo makes. So I've taken my book out. So this is our little book that we were making, and I thought I would just do a page, a nice simple page with all the little bits and pieces that I've gathered up in my little pot. So I'm hoping that you've got one of these as well, that you put all your little bits and pieces in through the week and work on. So I've got some bits in there, and I'm just looking back at these, what we were doing. Which I am just loving. I think it's really nice to just have a little book where you don't have to think about it, you just sort of like make, which is what I'm loving at the moment. So yes, I'm just going to see what we got. Let's see what we got in here. So midweek, I hope you guys have, are having a good week this week. I went off this morning, I had to go and do some shopping, and I had to go to the vet to get some tablets for Jessie and order some. She has 2 lots of tablets, bless her. She has ones because she has epileptic fits, which are really under control now, and the other ones for when she had a stroke. So she's doing really well. So we're going to keep her on the tablets, but they are just so expensive. It's nearly €100 for her 2 pots of tablets. So it's quite expensive, but it's worth it, isn't it, for our little fur babies, So let me just have a quick sort out. That can go in there. What should we do? What shall we do, guys? Oh, I tell you what I was going to show you. This is what I was working on this morning as well. These papers, these are not 100% sure, but they're going to be in the shop on Wednesday evening, but they might be, but these are some beautiful spring papers. So there's some beautiful flowery spring colours. They are just gorgeous. Now I haven't printed on the back, so I'm not going to use them today, but I just think they are lovely, and we're in the middle of making as well some embellishments to go with it. But they are just beautiful, really lovely spring colours. Oh, can't turn them over. Is that one page? Oh, there we go, all stuck together. So we've got crocuses, we've got some these are like little bluebelly things. Look at these, they're just so lovely. And the purples, oranges and yellows, because I thought that was quite a nice, they're sort of like spring colours. And they got a little bit of sort of a vintagey look to them as well. They're sort of primroses. We've got some beautiful tulips. I think there's 15 pages altogether. Oh my gosh, I can't turn them over. Look at that. And of course we have to have daffodils in there as well, don't we? So this is what we were working on today, and we just printed them off. But look at that. Oh, love them, absolutely love them. So I'm going to make a nice little, I was thinking of making a folio actually, with these. I love flowery papers at the moment. It's probably easier to give you a flick through like this. So I think a little flowery folio, look at that one. Oh, just so lovely. So yes, we do that, and then we're in the middle of doing some embellishments as well. So that's fun. Yeah, I had to go and do some shopping as well. But Andy stayed at home with Jess. But he did say to me, going out on your own, you can go to the charity shop, because there's a charity shop near the vets. So, but I could not park. I really couldn't park. So it wasn't meant to be today going to the charity shop. So I would have had to have parked so far away that it's not really worth it. Now I'm going to try and use some of these little bits up in here. I don't want to get any other bits out. That's a piece. That looks like, oh look, it looks like I've got a little spine on that one. Don't know what I was going to do with that, but this might work. This might work, and that might work. So let's pop that onto there. Should we have a little flippy flappy thing? Shall we? That's a little bit too big. Shall we have a pocket? Shall we fold that up and make a little tuck spot? I think we could do, or maybe not. Because I need to put like a little hinge on that. Oh, we could still do that. We can still do that. So just make it up as we go. That doesn't look very level, does it? But that will be all right. This bit, we have this bit, we could use this, couldn't we? Should we have a little pulley out bit? What's that side? Then maybe that could lift. I need to stick it down here though, don't I? So then that will lift up, and then this will lift up like that. Let's make a little interactive thingy-majiggity. Now I do have my little pot here. I wasn't going to get anything else out. I was just going to try and use what's on my desk as well. So this is pretty full up. So I thought I might just take some little bits out. So if you've got like a little scruffy pot on your desk, go and grab it and use that to embellish. I've got a little spotty piece there and a little bow, little seam binding bow. This is what I was colouring the other day. I think there's little bows I made to put in there. There we go, that would match. That's nice and pink. That's a little pink thing. Oh look, a little bit of tulle. Oh, we like tulle. Do you like a bit of tulle? Anything else? Little round bit. Oh, let's take that. Another little bit of tulle, little flower. Let's take all these little bits out. Maybe we could use a little bit of pink blingy beady thing. Oh, let's take that. Another little piece of cotton. Okay. Oh, then we got a little piece of that. There we go. Oh, that will go with that one. Okay, let's put that in. That one will go. Let's close that up because actually these colours will go really nicely, won't they? All I was looking for actually was just a little bit to go along here. That really doesn't look very straight. I might have to sort of straighten that up. Shall I? No, I won't. No, I won't. I will leave it. I'm going to cut that down. Just, if I runkle it along that little bit, looking like a pocket, then you won't really notice, will you? Like that. Should we stick this down? It's a bit white on there. Now, as you can see, I'm not ready. Where's my ink? Where's my little dauber? There it is. Oh no, this is my old one. Oh, I don't know what I've done with that. Never mind. Never mind. So yes, I didn't get to go to the charity shop, which is a shame. But I had to order Jessie's tablets, one of them, because they don't have them in stock. Because they're so expensive, they don't keep them in stock. So I'll have to go and pick them up. It is within walking distance, the vet. But because I was going shopping, I had to go and pick up a little bit more food. And of course it was cat food and dog food. That's why I didn't walk. So it wasn't me being lazy. Because it's lovely. We've got beautiful weather at the moment, but we've just had a warning that it's going to have thunder and lightning, which I quite like. I quite like a little bit of thunder and lightning. I don't mind that. But at the moment, it doesn't look like it would be, because it looks absolutely beautiful out there. Very, very cold in the evenings, but absolutely beautiful in the daytime. Oh, that's around the wrong way. Nice washing day. Lots of washing done today. There we go. A little bit of that. Look at that. That goes really nicely, doesn't it? Right, let's have a think. We need a little hinge. This is white on the back. That's white on the back. That doesn't really matter. I don't really want to use the book paper for the hinge because it's not really strong enough. It tends to rip a little bit easy, doesn't it? So I'm not going to do that. So let's just cut that down, stick this on here so we see that in there. Oh, the other thing I did today, I've had quite a busy day today. I'm making a ruby wedding, which is, oh my gosh, this is so hard sometimes. 40th wedding anniversary card. I did mention it before. And it's a friend of ours, but her daughter asked me to make a card and she wanted a big one. So I've sort of made it A4 size. And I didn't have an envelope, so I made an envelope, and I've never made an envelope that big before. I'm going to show you in a minute. I can't show you the card because it's got sort of pictures and stuff on it, so I don't really want to show you the card. But before I forget, I'm going to show you the envelope. Look at that. This is the envelope, because obviously it's a ruby red, so I've made my bow maker, came in lovely and handy there. And look at the size of that envelope. I'm so happy with it. And I've made a little Velcro fastener on there. I won't open it up because you can see the cards, but I've put a little Velcro fastener on there to hold that down. And this, to make the envelope look a little bit pretty without having to take the bow on and off, I've just sort of like attached it sort of at the bottom, and then they can write or stick something on there if they want to. But look at the size of that. It's fab. I'm going to measure it actually because I haven't measured it. So it is 11, nearly, well, it is 11.5 inches, which is what? That's 29 centimetres by 9, just under 9.5 inches. Nearly 24 centimetres. So look at the size of that, guys. That is really lovely, isn't it? I did it, I think it was like 15.5 inches square, a big square of card I had. I made an envelope. It was good fun. I must say it was good fun. Oh, I don't need to put that away. Good fun to make it. So I really enjoyed that. So yes, I haven't made an envelope that big before. So this is why it's always good to know how to make a little envelope. So I've made really tiny ones, and now a nice big one. So I'm just going to glue that down so it's like a little pockety tuck spot. I'll add a little bit more of something onto that in a minute. So what should we do with this piece? So I just want to use up all these little bits. So that can go on there, and that can still tuck. Oops, stick down. That can still tuck, and this can just pull out in some way. Let's turn that over. So I need to really just fold that little bit down, don't I? Should really score it, but I'm going to just fold that like that. So what I'm going to stick down, I'm going to stick this little bit down onto here, so that sticks, and this just flaps backwards and forwards, and then this bit will just pull out like that. Oops. Doesn't want to be too low, does it? But I suppose we could put that in there. I've got my little, oh look, I've got my little postcards here, and then you could fit something in there which will hold that shut, I suppose, wouldn't it? What do you think? That's not bad, is it? Should we do a little bit of corner rounding? I like doing a little bit of corner rounding. There we go. Just do it on these bits as well. What's that like? Which way did we do it? Oops, this way. Gosh. Like that. There we go. That's a little round bit. Ooh, it's not bad. That's not bad. Let's have a little bit of ink. Let's bring this over. Okay, so yeah, not really done anything else. Shopping, vets. Oh, I did get a little parcel today, and that's from Resiners, the company Resiners. It's a what's it called? Resin. So it's a company I've worked with before, but they've got a new little machine out, and it's really good. So I'm going to do a little video on that, because it's a machine that does it's like a little curing machine that does resin and also UV resin. It's got like a little UV lamp in it as well. So I had a little peek. So I'll be doing a video with that as well. So I'm quite excited about that. Okay. So that should be fun. I haven't worked with resin for a while. I've got the urge to have a little resin play at some point, so I'm going to stick that on there, and then we will work around this. So I want it sort of that high, I don't want it lower really, do we? But I suppose the lower I have it, the more it'll be easier to keep that together, to tucked in. It doesn't need to have a great big piece like that, but it would help to shut that, wouldn't it? So I'm going to do that like that. So I'm going to I'm going to stick this bit down. So guys, you have bits of paper and bits of things that you've just sort of like folded up and made into, you know, sort of like a little prototype, which I do sometimes. I make things and then pop them away. Folded piece of paper. So I think that's what these were. So there we go. So that sticks like that, and then this bit, because we've just stuck that little piece down, we've got a little flap there. Let's just make sure that glue is stuck down. Okay, I like that. So this can go on here. I'm going to round that because we've got these bits surrounded. So I think that will look quite nice rounded, won't it? Then I'm going to stick that onto the page. I will do it with some 3-in-1 because I've got the washi tape down there, and it's a little bit shiny. So I think we need a little bit of 3-in-1 to stick on here, like so. So have you started colouring any ribbon? Because I did the seam binding. Did I do a video on that, or did I do a reel? I'm not quite sure, I can't remember. On the seam binding. No, I did do a video, didn't I? Because I had lots and lots of questions on it. Like you can colour seam binding with anything, because we don't tend to wash it. When it's in our journals, we don't tend to wash it. So you can colour seam binding with basically anything that will colour something. You can do it with felt tip pens, you can do it with ink pads, you can do it with paint. That looks good, doesn't it? So as long as you're not going to wash it, you don't need a sort of colour fast colouring to do it. But you also were saying that Hug Snug is not around anymore. But I can only get it from America anyway. But I know that there are other companies that do it, not just Hug Snug. There are other seam binding people that do it. I'm liking this. I think that looks really nice, doesn't it? Little chat and make, guys, today, isn't it? few little pieces here. What should we do? Should we just decorate this little bit of a pocket at the bottom with some little random bits? Should we have a bow? Or should we have a little bit of this? I'm kind of liking that, I think. Let's chop this off. Put that there. These, I think, are going to come off. They look a little bit... They're little tiny beads. Can you see the little beads on there that have been sewn on? But I'm going to pop 3 in one because it might hold those little bits down. Stick this down a little bit more. Let's put this on. There we go. Put that down. We still haven't had our cooker top done yet. The little chap hasn't come and fixed it, so we've got our cooker top, our hob, our stove top, but we still can't cook because it hasn't been fitted. So we're using, I've got like a little, those little plug-in grill things, hot plate, which we've been having quite a bit of fun actually cooking on that. And I've also got an Instapot, so we've been using the Instapot as well. Not that we would starve. Not that we will starve at all, but it's quite fun, sort of, because it's surprising how, you know, cooking, you just go and cook something. But when you don't have a hob, the top to cook on, it's quite nice to think of other things you can do. Because we don't eat sort of like processed food, so we don't have anything in packets that you just bung in the oven to cook. I normally cook from fresh food, if you know what I mean, because we eat lots of just vegetables and meat, so I don't normally have like pizzas and stuff which you just sort of pop in the oven. We don't do that, but we've had lots of fun cooking. Right, I wanted some just plain paper, but I don't have any plain paper in there. Don't think I have any plain paper here either. This is all book paper. Oh look, I do. There we go. I'm going to put, I was going to do a little bit of paper in there, like a little booklet, which I probably should have done first before I stuck it in, really, shouldn't I? I think that should work. So guys, what are you working on? Are you working on anything exciting? Are you doing a journal? Are you following along with the Mojo makes? Or are you making something completely different? Are you knitting a jumper or something? Crocheting anything? Because we don't just do one craft, do we? If you're like me, you do all sorts of things. I'm going to chop this off. And it's nice to know what other people are doing, because you know how nosy I can be. Let's just round those edges. Yes, I'm going to have to do all of them. Like that. I did actually found my fount. You know the I can't remember what it's called now. Oh, I like that. Look, that's like a little booklet in there. So we can still pull that out like that, can't we? What's it called? The fount. Needle felting. That's it. Needle felting. I've made a few little bits from needle felting ages ago, and I found my little box of it. So that's quite exciting. Right, how are we going to put this in? Shall I just staple it in? Probably could just staple it in, which I really should have done it before, shouldn't I? I've got my... Oh, if I rummage up there, I think there's staples in this, but this is a very temperamental stapler. So sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But yes, if you're going to do this, staple it first. Let's go. I'm going to just do one. Oh, there we go. There we go, look, got a little booklet. Here we are. Lovely. I suppose as well we could probably put a little paper clip on there, couldn't we, to close that. But because it's going this way, it will flatten it down on here. So that's like a little journaling spot. This goes up, so I could only have a paper clip, a tiny one, so it would only have to go that far, wouldn't it, to keep that closed. Let's have a little peek. Let's have a little look. Got these ones. It's going to stick out a little bit, isn't it? I suppose you could put it like that, so that would still work. Pop it on and that will keep it closed. What should we do with this? What shall we do with the end? Should we just tie something on there? We pop a little bow on. Got to be able to thread that through. There we go. Let's thread that. There we go. We've got a little bow on the end, just so it's not boring. Oops. If I can clip that on. There we go. Little bow. That's quite cute, isn't it? Right, so we need to put something on here. Do we need to put something on there? Not necessarily. But we need to do something with this side. We'll probably pop a little pocket or something. Look, I've got this that I found. Maybe we could have a little, just a little fabricy. This is like a little bit of velvet, isn't it? Should we have a little velvet pocket? And then we could add a little bit of this to it. We could, or we could have this little bow. Okay, I'm going to stick this on like that. It's going to have to come more this way. Or should I just do half of it? Oh my gosh, decisions. Do I have... Oh, I've got my glue gun on, but I think it needs another glue stick in there. I'm going to glue gun this down. Oh no, not quite yet. Doesn't quite need that. Let's just pop that down like that. A little bit along here. Definitely a good way of using up little bits and pieces. Let's put that there. Then I'll snip this off. Or I could just put that up there, make that look pretty instead of cutting it off. Maybe I'll just stick it up. Maybe we'll just stick that up and stick a little bow on it. Let's have a little sort of clustery bottom bit. There we go. That's what we shall do. Lovely. So put this on. Perfect colours to go with it, isn't it? Don't want to make it too thick, too heavy in there. Let's just pop this on. Like that. There we are. A couple of little bows. That goes really nicely with that one, doesn't it? Right, I think I've just scrunched this up. Oh, look, I've got lots of... lots of little bits. Right, I'm going to have to glue this little bit down as well. I'm going to turn this over just nicely like that, just to gather it up. See if we can use up all these little bits. Pop that on there. I'm going to glue this bit down, I think, or should I glue that down afterwards? Let's just turn that over. Make sure I don't get glue everywhere. Squeeze that. Pop this little piece on. Without sticking the pocket down. There we go. Pop this on. Like that. There we are. There we go. Okay, I'm going to pull this over. I'm going to stick this little bit down as we're going to have ours. Look, this is really, really baggy otherwise. It's too much on there. Too much bagginess. Pull this across. See, it's amazing what you can do with your little leftover bits and pieces. Let's glue this little bit down. Tiny bit more glue in here. There we go. Good old glue gun. Let's pull you over without burning my fingers. Okay, lovely. Let's get some of my little postcards. Will that fit? Oh, not quite. Not quite. This little one will, I'm sure. There we go. You can fit in there. That's lovely. Oh look, there's another little bead falling off already. I think it's probably off there. Let me just cut this little bit off. And that little bit there. Oh, I do like that though. That's lovely. That's really nice. So this bit we can journal on. Or we could stick something else on there. Couldn't we? But I do like that. I like this little bit that comes out. Or we don't even have to have it attaching to there, do we? We could pop that just to close it from the top. Actually, I prefer that. And then we can just lift it this way. And then we're not distracting from it. Should we leave it like that? Let's put some of these on. I do love these. This one works really well, doesn't it? They've all got beautiful roses on them. Really, really pretty. Should we do something with this one? I'm going to round the corners and then it all goes together then. Like that. So guys, Lost Mojo, just grab your book or grab something, get some little bits of paper, your scrap paper. If you don't have a little box, I'm sure you've got some little bits of scrap paper somewhere that you can sort of like pop onto a page. I know lots of you are doing some journals. The, what are they called? The little no-sew ones as well. Look at that. That's lovely. I think that's really, really nice. Really simple page. So what we've done really is add a page into our book. So we've still got this one and we've got an extra page. So when that closes up like that, we've still got lots and lots of room. This is quite big in there. Do you think we've got time just to put something on this page? We've got this lovely rose paper. Should we just pop a little pocket, a little tuck? I think what we'll do, because I really don't want to cover up all of my book paper on here. So maybe we'll just pop a little side tuck in this one, Which way round do the roses go? It's this way, isn't it? Let's just cut this off. Unless we make it out of book paper, maybe I'll do that instead. Let's put those to the side. Instead of using our paper, let's use some book paper. And we got loads, and it's going to be the same size. I'm going to use 2. Did I have any that I've actually glued together? I don't think so, do I? Or is that a piece? That feels harder there. Nope. Nope, I don't. So I'm going to just do that. Fold this over. I like this scrungy edge there. I'm going to have to do it this way. So the writing is going the correct way. Fold that down. Then we can just attach that to our page. Like that. Now we need to glue these bits, don't we? Just use some tacky glue. Pop this over here. A little bit of tacky glue down the side. Now you could probably sew this as well with your sewing machine, but I'm just going to just nice simple. Nice, quiet, simple little makes. Like that. Pop that bit down. Gosh, I used to make so much stuff out of book paper. Huge amount of stuff. But we end up having lots of other bits and pieces we use as well, doesn't it now? There we go. Stick that down into there. I suppose what we could use is a little strip maybe on there, couldn't we? A little strip down. What's that got on the back? That's white on the back. Do you like this blue? That doesn't really show. Maybe we'll have a little bit of this. Got roses on that side. Shall we have the rosy bit? Shall we bend this? Put that back in there. Bend this down. Oops. Not very level. You know, the nice thing about doing things like this is there are no rules, because we don't like rules when we do journaling bits, do we? It's nice just to grab some paper that you've got and just make something. Just have a play. So I'm going to stick that on there. Stick that over that page. So we could have a little tuck this side as well, couldn't we? And we've got like a double tuck here. So we've got this bit and this bit. I think I'm going to cut this down a little bit more because I don't want to cover up too much of this. I want the book paper showing. Shall I cut it or shall I rip it? Shall we just tear it down? Just a little bit. Oh, I tell you what, guys, when I did my journal, the envelope, I didn't have a ruler big enough to mark the middle of the thing. So what I did, I've got this ruler, which is a metal, magnetic one. It's Memory Keeper's one. And because it's magnetic, I stuck this to there and made myself a big long ruler. Oops, it's really tight. So my my little metal one on there. And then look, I had a really long ruler to do the middle because I had to do it quite big. So I just pulled that out and then I made myself a really long ruler. So this one, I can't remember where I got this one. I've had this for donkey's years. The metal one, the magnetic one. But I liked that idea. That was really good. Because I was a little bit stumped on, you know, market. Obviously, when you do bigger things, you need bigger things, don't you? So that worked really, really well. So if you've got a magnetic ruler and a metal ruler, you can do both. Right, let's just snip this off. I'm going to cut this little bit off. There we go. And we'll just ink that little bit. Pop that on there. So I'm going to, I think I'll just glue this piece onto here first. I think that will probably be easier. I like this rough bit on there, but I might just ink that little bit. There we go. Let's glue this down. I actually bought another one of these. I'm getting through quite a lot of this tacky glue at the moment. Lots and lots of it. I did buy another one. There we go. That can go on there. And then I'm going to put this on there just as an extra little tuck. Because look, we've got, it goes with this little bit there. So what I shall do, I think, I'm going to glue down here, along these edges here, just a little bit, like that, because it's not going to move. I'm going to just go down through the middle. Just a little dot, so it just catches the edge of the page. Pop that on. Hopefully that will stick on the edge, like that. Glue everything together. There we go. Nice and simple. So we've got a couple of little pockets there. So we've got a little pocket in here, nice little tuck there, and a nice little tuck there. They're just so easy. They're just so easy to do, aren't they? So I like that, really do like that. Little pocket, nice little thing. This, I think I'll leave this bit. Oh look, we're going to lose all of these bits off here. I might have to glue this down a little better. Or we're going to have, it's going to end up with nothing on it. That's okay. But yeah, we can just sort of like journal on that little bit. Like that. I think that's really nice. That little postcard fits perfectly in there and goes really well. So do we want to put anything in these pockets, do you think? Do I need anything on here? Not really. I think I'm just going to leave that. I think what we'll do is we'll put some postcards in. Look, fluff everywhere with my glue. Pop this one in there like that, just so we've got the little rose poking out. And then maybe we'll have the smaller ones on here. Look at my little bits of fluff. So we have these on here. Of these in there like that. Love it. I do. I need something on here. I need something on there. What shall we have? I like them to come out like that. What shall we do? What shall we do? needs another something or other. I quite like that on there though. I need maybe I'll have another little sort of corner pocket. Quite like this rosy bit. What do you think? Little tucky spot. Let's give it a go. Let's just tear this little back. This has got a back on it. This would just stick there. We could have another little sort of tuck bit in there just to give it another little bit, because it's looking a little bit flat, isn't it? I think we're going to go this way, like that. Stick that down, and then we have another little tuck in there, like that. I quite like that. I quite like that, I think. A little extra. I think it's the nice little things. Like I say, it's just, that's lovely. I like that. But it just needed a little bit more. So another little bit of paper on there. Let's just take these out. Like that. I think I could do with something on here. Let's see what we got on our little magic pot of bits and pieces. I don't really think I've got anything big enough. Oh, what's that? Does that work? It's quite nice, isn't it? Then that would just stick down to this edge of this page, unless I just stick it like that. It's quite nice, isn't it? But I think I'll just... No, I like it. I do. I like that way. We'd have two little pieces like that. I'm going to cut. I need to sharpen my scissors. Let's just cut that little bit off. Pop you back in there. This needs to be stuck in there. If I cut that too small, that flips on to there, like that. As an extra. I like that. Now I'm going to take these out quickly so I don't glue everything together, which I probably will. What should we do? Let's just use a little bit of this. So it's probably not the brightest idea. I'm going to stick that in there. That's sticking it all the way to the bottom. Let's do this one as well. Just to add a little bit more interest to our page. As long as we don't stick it down, we're good. I'm going to just put that. This will go there. That will go onto there. What do you think? Will we get a little one of these in there? Not really, will we? It'd have to be something quite small, I think, unless we have it around this way. Attach that to that, and then we could have like a little tuck in there. All decisions. I'm going to do it this way, I think. Then we just have to have something smaller in there. A little smaller one. That's what I'm going to do. That's what we shall just do. Maybe we'll make something out of book paper to pop in it. So I'm going to go along there and all the way along this bottom bit. And then that will stick down onto there and onto there. And then this will just come over there. Come over there. Our next door neighbours have got an electric car and it's so quiet. I can hear them parking now, but it's makes such a funny noise. It reminds me of when I was younger. My mum used to do, my gran and granddad used to have a milk float, a milk van, because they used to be little milkmen, men and ladies, and they were electric. Oh, that might fit. Oh, look, that fits. And the little milk vans were electric, and that is what the sound it reminds me of. Oh, look, she fits in there. Lovely. We can have her so she just pops. Do you know what I mean? So it's just an extra, another little bit in there. And then we've also got this one. That's going to be too big. We don't want a big one in there, do we? We're having the little ones in there. So we've still got room for these in there, which is the second little pouch, little tuck, and then we've got this one that goes into that tuck, and I haven't stuck it down there. She needs to come up just a little bit. We need to extend her, don't we? So her little head doesn't disappear. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Let's make a little tag thing for her. What do you think? That big? It's not going to be. That's not going to work, is it? Let's go and use a piece of this. Let's make. See, once I start doing things, I just sort of like carry on. So your mojo never really goes, guys. Honestly, it doesn't. You will always find, once you start going, you will always find something else to do. Do you think that's going to fit? It will. I'm going to glue this. Do you know what I mean? Just keep going. Just keep making. And I guarantee you won't run out of mojo stuff. It's just that little bit that you're afraid it's going to go, but it's not. It's there. Oops. Let's glue this bit. Put that down. I think sometimes the case of when you lose your mojo, you want to take out not too much stuff on your desk. Don't give yourself too much choice. Just have a few bits out and about. Little bits like the paper and some embellishments, and then you don't have so much to use, and then it doesn't get so overpowering. What do you think if I stick that on there? Because I've rounded this edge, it helps it slide in so much better. Oh, I think she's going to look lovely on that little bit. Yeah. Let's just pop you on there like that. Oh, my tummy's rumbling, guys. I'm a little bit hungry now. I think it's because I've done so much today, I forget to eat. I forget, or I get lazy. I'd rather craft than eat, to tell you the truth. Whereas Andy's the opposite. Andy loves his food, absolutely loves his food. But if I could take a tablet and, you know, a food tablet, I would. And then I could craft a bit more. There we go. Do you know, I'm liking this down there as well. Just very, very simple. That is a little bit bendy because the glue needs to dry. But once that glue is dry, once that glue is dry, I think she won't be so bendy. Oh, I like that. I think that looks really nice, and it's nice, lots of layers on there, which I do like, lots of layers of things on there. And then we've got a little tuck in this one as well. So we've done some really nice pages today. This is a little bit boring. This needs a little bit of inking around the edge. Like that. It's amazing what a little bit of ink can do, isn't it? Again, some people, I know some of you don't like the vintage photo and the dark inks, but you don't have to have the dark ones. You use whatever colour ink that you've got that you like. Love it. Is that the right way around? Yes, it is. So look, we've got lots of little rosy bits in here. And she looks really nice. Do you think she needs... I don't want to make this too thick. Do you know what I mean? I could quite easily make these pages quite full. But I think we're going to have a little flower down there. I'm going to glue it on with a little bit of this. This is a flower I made from that rug. Oh, that's what I meant to go and get today, to see if they had another one. Love it. I need a little something to go inside. What we got in here? We must have some embellishment of some sort. I must have a little... I've got a little... Where did that go? There we go. I've got a little pearl, flat back pearl there. Gosh, I think I could embellish a journal with just those little bits in that pot. I should test myself really, shouldn't I? Just use them all up and see what I could make. There we go. Oopsie daisy. This is where I get so covered in glue. There we go. Oh, messy. I do make a mess. Fabulous. Look at that. Isn't that just lovely? I really, really do like that. I'm glad I put that in there. So that's just, it just makes it look a little bit different, doesn't it? Not such a boring flat page. Love it. So guys, this is what we did. We did a little paper clip with a little bow on it. That's pretty simple. We've got a little pocket there. We've got a little notepad. Again, I've only put 4 in there because I don't want it to be too thick. But again, to make these little things, you can have as many pages in there as you like. So that's goes in there, little pocket there, and that's just an extra page that we've added in. This is a little flip with a little little pocket in there, which is rather nice. This I will leave because again we can just journal on there, and I think because it's got this on there, I think that's really nice left as it is. So liking that. And then our little page here, which is book paper, a little tuck there, fabulous. And then an extra little funny pocket on the corner. So loving it. And then next time we will do this page. I would like to try and fill this up, but I get so waylaid on other things that we move on, don't we? But I'm going to do this. I didn't think it was going to be. I thought I'd have a bit more room in this, but I'm just a little bit, gets a little bit thick, doesn't it? Lots to go in here, lots of ideas. So there we go guys, thank you so much for joining me. Again, recap on No Mojo. Try and get a little book like this to work in, and don't take too much stuff out. Okay, get yourself a little box. Get yourself a little box, pop all your little bits of paper in there, little bits of scrappy paper, and during the week as you know, make other little bits and pieces, just pop some odd bits in your little box, and then just take that out when you have a little, you know, when you're a little bit lost, and just do a page. just, you know, it doesn't have to be difficult. It can be really, really things. You can just put little pockets on there. Next time we could just put another little pocket on there, and you've got a really, really lovely page. So don't think you have to have it very, very elaborate, because you don't. As you go, like we said, because this is the first one we did, and I just turned that up. But as you start working, you will get into a little bit more of a flow of doing things. So you won't be stuck in your Mojo won't be stuck for too long. So there we go. So sometimes, like what I'm saying, is like less is more. Less stuff on your desk, and you can do a lot more with it, I think. Okay, I'm going to stop yattering on now. You guys have a lovely, lovely rest of the day. Do take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye-bye.